Hello, everyone. If anyone's out there, let me know. I just want to spend a few minutes talking about the Charlie Hebdo Massacre, which is the 10th anniversary today. I don't like saying anniversary, but it is what it is. I mean, to commemorate those who were slaughtered on that day, not just in the offices of Charlie Hebdo, but on the streets in, I think, at Delhi. I think 17 people in total were killed over that. And if you could hear me, great, guys. If you could let me know. I had a problem. I was just on with Laura Loomer, the great Laura Loomer, and we were discussing this. She was ballsy enough to have me on, show my cartoons, my Muhammad cartoons. You know, big time respect for her. Big time respect. So I just want to talk about it a little. If anyone has any recollections about that day, if you want to talk about it a little, let me know. And also show your support if you want by going to my website, read my articles. I have my Draw Muhammad challenge, which is basically a challenge to my fellow cartoonists to draw Muhammad. A little in your face about it, particularly with Frank Miller, who talks a good game about free speech but has never drawn Muhammad. So if you're out there, if you want to discuss, hail Jimmy. Thank you. I couldn't get the audio right on Laura's show. It sucks, so I had to take out my microphone, and I hope it came out okay. We'll see. We shall see. But it was great for her to have me on with her wide audience, and I did mention Comicsgate, which is something that I think all Comicsgaters should do if they go on channels that have nothing to do with comics, if they get the opportunity. The word's got to get out. It's very important. It's become very, very important to me. Again, you guys, I'm used to selling my stuff, new stuff. You guys have cleaned out all my old stuff to the point where now I have 3 of my books left, I think. That's it. The rest are out of print for now, unless there's demand, or unless I get, a nice windfall of some money. I can at least get another backups, some boxes, just keep them on the side, get a storage place, whatever, because I don't like getting all the boxes here. But yeah, I just wanted to mention Charlie Hebdo. It was 2012 when they got Charlie Hebdo had their offices firebombed. They got their offices firebombed, and I remember that day. I had drawn Muhammad with a bloody face, hair. It looked like he was drenched in blood with a Hitler mustache. And it wasn't the first time I did it with a Hitler mustache, but that seemed to get the attention of a lot of people. Herrick Wilders reposted it. Some other people reposted it. That was 2012. They got their offices firebombed. So they were on the radar of the Islamic enemy for a number of years. 3 years later, January 7th, today, 10 years ago today, they paid the ultimate price for defending free speech. The ultimate price. And they were left-leaning, I don't know how left they could be, though, if they're for free speech in a fundamental way, because leftists are fundamentally dishonest. They're fundamentally anti-freedom. They really are, no matter what they claim. No matter what they claim. Like Bill Maher, right? That jerk. He said something along the lines of, "Hey, man, we were the Berkeley, the free speech movement, right?" Okay, let's say that's true, which is not, but let's say that's true. He has to go back 60, 70 years back in time to put a check mark on where the left was on free speech for a limited window at a limited time. That's retarded. You can't take credit for something like that and pretend that you're a free speech absolutist. It's like you have to go back 70 years. That's ridiculous. So the point is that these guys were clearly free speech absolutists. They went after all religions, including Islam. And they didn't pull any punches. They went after them all. And they realized, I think a part of them also did realize that after the firebombing, they were in trouble, that they might pay a price for it. And I think Charb, I don't know how you pronounce the name, Stefan Charbier, sorry, I don't know how to pronounce the name, but the publisher said, "I'd rather stand on my feet than live on my knees." Basically, I don't want to submit. That's a heroic statement. I think he called it corny to say that. It's not corny. I mean, look what happened to him, Hi, Diana. Thank you. Diana, could you tell me if it sounded okay? Because I couldn't get my microphone to work. I really regret it. Hail, Jim. Hail. Thanks for being here, guys. I just wanted to mention Charlie Hebdo, 10 years to the day. And Charlie Hebdo, there's a direct connection with Charlie Hebdo and me winning the Muhammad Cartoon Contest, because Charlie Hebdo happens, right? A Muslim group in America and Texas has a Defend the Prophet conference because of Charlie Hebdo. Not defend human beings, human life, not defend the cartoonists, not defend people who love free speech, not to defend Americans or civilization, but to defend the long dead, if he ever even existed, prophet. So Pamela Geller saw that and said, you know what? We're going to have a mama cartoon contest, and we're going to announce the winner at that same location, at the Curtis Caldwell Center. So it was a complete connection with Charlie Hebdo to that event, to the Garland attack, which ended up being, we had the event. I went there. I was announced as the winner. It was very, very, very exciting. And 20 minutes after my acceptance speech, we were told that people were shooting out, were trying to come in and kill us all. And they had to take everyone in the back. Our phones were dead. Couldn't reach anyone for like an hour, family, nothing. And so they were afraid, naturally. I was finally able to get through to them. Okay, thanks, Diane. Appreciate it. Thanks. I don't know what's happened. I think I went on another show the other day. I had to turn off something. Anyway, I had a problem again. I don't know exactly what it is. I haven't had a problem with the microphone at all, but I couldn't hear anything that Laura was saying until I took it out. So Jimmy the Lumberjack says the left, quote unquote, has morphed into something closer to socialism. Yeah, that's what they are. I mean, they're socialists. Leftism is socialism. National socialism, Nazism, National Socialism is leftism. Socialism, communism, fascism, all leftism. They were all leftists, from Hitler to Mussolini to Stalin to Lenin to Marx. They're all on the left. And as I note, and as probably the best political guide, what was it? It was like the Objective Standard released it. Left, everything on the left, whether it's secular or religious, it is totalitarian. Towards the right, it's not anarchy per se, it's freedom. It's more freedom. It's more freedom. The more right, the more freedom. The more left, the less freedom. So, hello, John. How are you? Yeah, so the Charlie Hebdo massacre. It's I'm gonna read something quick here. It is from my article, the Draw Muhammad Challenge. The Draw Muhammad Challenge. It's something that I wrote 5 or 6 years ago. I was supposed to get it published by the Freedom Center at the Front Page magazine. David Horowitz was all for it, but I think some people had got cold feet, unfortunately. I was a little disappointed, to be honest, because David Horowitz called it my manifesto, and I believe it is. I believe it is my manifesto. Everything I've ever wanted to say about free speech and Draw Muhammad is in that article. And basically, it's me. One second. Apologize. Me throwing down the gauntlet, throwing down the hammer, and saying, guys, draw him. And if you don't, why not? Why not? So let me start, because the opening is relevant to the Charlie Hebdo massacre. That's the moment, the flashpoint should have been for every free speech lover, every lover of just freedom to get behind. And a lot of people didn't. And I remember I resented this. After the atrocity, people in America, what they were doing was putting pens up in the air and wearing t-shirts. Je suis Charlie. You're not Charlie if you're not Draw Muhammad. You're not. You're not Charlie if you put a pen up in the air. You're not. You are Charlie if you're drawn. Take that pen, put it down on paper, and draw the bastard. That's what makes you Charlie Hebdo. So let me just read the opening of this article. And check it out. It's one of my best articles. Again, I'm a cartoonist. I write and draw, but certain things have to be written out in article form. That's the best way to express them, and that's the case here. I couldn't draw this, even though I did do a drawing for it. Okay, it's called the Draw Muhammad Challenge. Give me 1 second. I just want to read it off quick. Just the opening, guys. It's a long article. It's very long. So let me read that, and then let me read something that might be relevant to comic book readers, where I challenged Frank Miller himself. I said, the Draw Muhammad Challenge, this is for artists who remain silent. Again, I'm reading from my article, my Draw Muhammad Challenge, on my website, boschfalls.com. This is for artists who remain silent about the issue of Draw Muhammad, even after cartoonists were slaughtered over it, and who were afraid to draw Muhammad, though they'd never admit it, and who have never been challenged over it. The reason why the Charlie Hebdo massacre happened is because, now this is a very important point, if I do say so myself. The reason why the Charlie Hebdo massacre happened is because 10 years earlier, when Danish cartoonists were threatened with murder for drawing Muhammad, the civilized world, the world that claims to defend free speech, sold out free speech, submitted to the savages, and even justified the threats. And the enemy saw that abject fear across the West, and they knew that they could get away with murder, and they did. Because no one speaks of Charlie Hebdo anymore, and hardly anyone draws Muhammad anymore. Case in point, I put on Grok on the AI on X. I said, who still draws Muhammad? Guess whose name comes up? Bosch Fawson is an artist who, shouldn't be that way. It really shouldn't. But it is. So I said, but still, after those at Charlie Hebdo were murdered over Muhammad cartoons on January 7, 2015, 10 years ago today again, you would have thought that such an attack would have rallied the West to respond in a strong way, and for publishers across the world to publish the cartoons in defiance of such an attack on civilization. Instead, fear ruled the day, and it created a vacuum that sleazy politicians filled. They made the attack all about themselves as they converged in France. If you recall that, the savage politicians across the world, except for Obama and Biden, think about that, those rat bastards didn't show up. They made the attack all about themselves as they converged in France, leading crowds to nowhere. They were walking around with people wearing Je suis Charlie t-shirts and pens holding them in the air. There was no Muhammad cartoon in sight. That's what you knew was absolute bullshit. It's like, guys, you're not doing what they did. These guys died. At least have the fucking decency to wear a Charlie Hebdo t-shirt with Muhammad on it. At least. Or carry the newspaper that they had with a drawing. At least. And I said, they made the attack all about themselves as they converged in France, leading crowds to nowhere and saying nothing worthwhile or true about what had happened. And recalling the videos and the pictures at the time, these sleazy politicians probably made sure that the Muhammad cartoons that the cartoonists were murdered over were nowhere in sight and the crowds behind them, almost guaranteed. But there were plenty of trendy pens being held in the air and t-shirts with signs with Je suis Charlie, worn and held by those who would never draw Muhammad. If you don't draw Muhammad, you don't get to say Je suis Charlie. The event dishonored those at Charlie Hebdo and ignored the entire point of it all, that we must defy these evil savages by doing precisely what they threaten us not to do. Let me repeat that before. I used to call people who read on YouTube read-tards. Here I am. I'm being the same thing. I'm being a read-tart. The event dishonored those at Charlie Hebdo and ignored the entire point of it all, that we must defy these evil savages by doing precisely what they threaten us not to do. And there's one more here. Eventually, it took the typically callous actions of Muslims to finally provoke a strong response. 11 days after the Charlie Hebdo massacre, Muslims walked over their dead bodies to hold an event at the Curtis Caldwell Center in Garland. That's what I just mentioned. So let me say free speech isn't about what we can talk about. It's not about speech that's considered acceptable in society at any particular time. It's about saying what can't be said, yet still saying it, come what may. And that freedom to say the unsayable is under relentless attack by those who view that freedom as a threat to them. Weak ideas, weak ideologies can't withstand scrutiny. And people having the freedom to say whatever they want could lead them to call out those ideas and ideologies, to expose them as the complete opposite of what they claim to be. And that's why Muslims and leftists are the greatest enemies of free speech, because they have the most to lose if their ideas are allowed to be scrutinized. Let me just get this one point. I was actually asked to remove this by one of the editors who was considering putting it up, but I put it right back in, naturally. I said, when it comes to Muhammad cartoons and cartoonists, I'm particularly disappointed with Frank Miller, who's referred to as a controversial cartoonist, but who hasn't drawn Muhammad in the 14 years since cartoonists were first threatened. I wrote this years ago. I've been drawing Muhammad now for 20 years. 2005 is the first time I drew Muhammad after the Danish Muhammad cartoonists were threatened. So it's my 20th anniversary of drawing Muhammad. So I said here, when it comes to, look, again, let me make it clear. Frank Miller, his work is what more or less led me to become a cartoonist. The Dark Knight Returns, Daredevil Born Again, his Daredevil run, Ronin, Sin City, those great comics. That's what propelled me to become a cartoonist. So I say that with love, and I also say this with love to the point where I'm disappointed, because I expected a guy who always talked about free speech. If you recall, Frank Miller used to do speeches about free speech in the 80s, 90s, always talking it up, right? And when did he stop? When did he stop? 2005. 2005. Isn't that interesting? I haven't heard him, he didn't speak out about the Charlie Hebdo, about the Garland attack, nothing, zero. He spoke out against Trump after he got, I guess, Holy Terror got him in some hot water. That's what he spoke about, which is terrible. Anyway, so, but who hasn't drawn okay, when it comes to last thing, and then I'm going to get to the comments. If anyone wants to chime in, share your own thoughts about the atrocity, the Charlie Hebdo atrocity. So when it comes to Muhammad cartoons and cartoonists, I'm particularly disappointed with Frank Miller, who's referred to as a controversial cartoonist, but who hasn't drawn Muhammad in the 14 years since cartoonists were first threatened with murder for drawing Muhammad, at least in a way that the news media couldn't ignore. Miller used to talk a good game about free speech decades ago, but he's pretty much clammed up about free speech since the Muhammad cartoon crisis hit, which tells me that his support for free speech was all talk. If you're not going to support free speech when it most matters, then I don't want to hear you yap about it when it least matters. So yeah, this is a very heartfelt, angry essay here, but true. I stand by every word of it. Every word of it. This is a matter of life or death. It's a matter of life or death, not just for individual cartoonists like me, but for a society, for a culture. Without free speech, we are cooked. We are finished as a people, as a civilization. What distinguishes us from the savage lions? Free speech. We have the freedom to argue, to persuade, to talk things out, to write books, to post, to try to persuade people into our way of thinking, and so on, back and forth, and may the best ideas win. That's free speech. Without that, you don't have a civilization. And that's why whatever criticisms, even I have against Elon Musk, he's a great man who's done great things, and he's really helped us. Really has. He understands the importance. I still want to let him go on record. I still want to push him to go on record for defending, for supporting Muhammad cartoons. I definitely do. Okay. Hail Jim. Left is Morphia. You hail, huh? Sound was clear. Thank you. Hey, Bosh, you're one of the most important voices here at CG. Glad you're here. Thank you so much, Mike. Very, very, very kind of you to say. Love being here. I'm honored to be part of CG and Comicsgate Kings. It's unexpected. I got to say, I've been a loner for so long. I've been out in the wilderness for so long that this is, it's a big deal. Skull! Is that how you do it? Skull! Or is that just how the drunk Stuttering John does it? Maybe he gives a bad thing to it. But all right, guys, maybe it's winding down here. Everyone's maybe got their own thing to do. Thanks, Beaner. I just wanted to talk a little about it. 18 minutes, wow, it felt like 5. If anyone has any more questions, if you have any more comments about anything, Comicsgate, you want to talk about that, you want to talk about things that you're looking forward to, Comicsgate books that you've read, Charlie Hebdo, free speech. Yeah, I just wanted to show also, Laura was kind enough, Laura Loomer, I was just on her show, she was kind enough to show some of my stuff. Hey, Al, how's it going? I want to ask you, Al, did you send something regarding a show? I think it was you, but I can't say for sure. And is that going on at any particular time tonight, or let me know, Al. If anyone's interested also, I think this is the last one I have in stock right now. I can get them, done again, but I did this 2020, I guess 5 years ago now, for David Horowitz, Raven Gamer, YT. What's up? What's up? This is Trump, a war-torn Trump. I did it for an article by David Horowitz called Fighting Words, I believe. And Rush Limbaugh, not long before he died, read it on the air, the article. He saw this cartoon because I did 2 cartoons for the Limbaugh letter while Rush was still alive. So, yeah, pretty cool. But that, and if you don't know, I just released a new trading card. This is an image of it. It's not the card, clearly. I'll be getting them done. I just contacted my printer today. I wanted to do a lightning fast order. I want to get them out as soon as I can. I got a nice chunk of orders. I want to get some more, though. If anyone wants this, it's my third Pigman trading card. It's Pigman similar. It's an homage to Captain America punching Hitler. So this is Pigman punching Muhammad. And the back of it is what has been called an iconic image of Pigman with his fist up. It says never, 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 and the whole wall behind him. And then at the end it says never submit. So there's that. And then I have, the only books I have left now are a few of Prop Piganda, which is my first print appearance of Pigman. If Pigman ever, blows up, as the kids say, right? Blows up. By the way, it's funny. I was just minded. After the Garland attack, when I quote unquote blew up, when I ended up on TV and international newspapers, I had some cousins in Sweden who said, "I knew it. I knew he was gonna blow up. I knew it." About me. It's hilarious. Some funny cousins of mine who consider themselves Muslims, but they're decent kids. I mean, decent guys. So this is Prop Piganda. It's first print appearance of Pigman. It's something that I was preparing as I was studying Islam and Jihad, reading dozens and dozens of books, thousands of articles. I was drawing elements of what was to come. It's the first Muhammad drawing I drew as well. It has it in there. So there's that, because I sold out of Peaceful Death Threats Volume 2. I sold out of that. I sold out of Islam Bitches, and also Table for One. So all I have left is a few copies of Propaganda. I have Peaceful Death Threats, a handful of those, maybe 15, 20 of these. These are the books that I have, which are about 400 death threats. I sold out in Volume 2, but I still have Volume 1, 15 copies, I think. And again, these are all these death threats. And I draw a lot of different people across even Nosferatu Muhammad. I got Nosferatu Muhammad. I have Michael Jackson Muhammad from Thriller. And what I do is I roast the guys who send me death threats, because a lot of them are really ludicrous what they say. I roast them throughout the book, and then I draw Muhammad cartoons, fresh ones. And then I got Muhammad cartoons Volume 2. I have a stack of these as well. It's Muhammad cartoons, and I have commentary as well. And then I have a stack of these as well. It's my first collection of Muhammad cartoons 8 years ago. I think 8 years ago. The back cover is an exclusive cover for this. Exclusive cartoon for this. Please don't draw me drawing me. Muhammad telling me. I said, it's everybody draw Muhammad Day. And I mean everybody. And I made Muhammad drawing himself in a bad way. So yeah, check it out. It's at my store, boschflossin.com. Muhammad Zombie. Muhammad getting chased down by Amazonian women. He's not too happy. It's fun. And then also, if you haven't seen these, I got my Muhammad trading cards and Pigman trading cards. I got Muhammad Musk, which Laura Loomer was kind enough to show. I got my Pigman 2 card, my Pigman 1 card, Trans Muhammad. They're all at my store, boschflossin.com. Ho Muhammad is my Pride Muhammad trading card. It's Muhammad wishing me a happy birthday. My Woody Muhammad cartoon with the entire story on the back. The entire story. Muhammad winning Zero. Muhammad movie. Danny DeVito. The first Muhammad trading card, which the first one says, the rarest trading card in history. Is not an exaggeration. You'll find it nowhere else on earth except in my website. The rarest trading card in history, and then from there on it says the rarest trading cards, plural, in history. The first connection, Muhammad and Pigman. Muhammad threatening people not to buy this card. You know what to do, people, right? Americans. Muhammad with his quote-unquote favorite wife. His 6-year-old wife. And then also Muhammad trying to get revenge on me by drawing me. He goes, take that, Falston. And I tell him, I said, I drew you and me, dummy. He's like, oh, shit. So it's Muhammad's short-lived revenge. These are fun. This is something that I feel compelled to do in the name of free speech, in the name of civilization, by Muhammad, playing cards. If you're interested, he's Muhammad on every single side here. Check it out. Let me read a few more, and then I'll get going as well. John Porton says, "How big is that war paint print?" It's 11 by 17. John, 11 by 17. Skull! A Viking. Okay. Rhymes with goal. It's a Viking Danish equivalent of cheers. Okay. I think that's why he says it, because I think Stuttering John fancies himself to be of Viking descent, I guess. Danish descent or something. And he also calls himself the Duke. I don't know if you guys see the Dabbleverse, I think. Dabbleverse? Where it's like... who are these podcasts? Uncle Rico, where they mock Stuttering John from the Howard Stern show. He's a clown, and he's what I never knew what the word lolcow is, but let's just say I think he defines that. So Raven Games Y2, damn, nice work, man. Thanks, appreciate it. Diana says, I have that war-torn Trump print. So glad I purchased that, and the fight print. Absolutely, thank you, Diana. Al, yes, I sent you an email. It was for a live stream this evening. Sorry about that. I was on the road. I had to do some stuff, and then I came back, and I would have gotten in, but I had the previous engagement with Laura, and I even got in a little late also there, unfortunately, and the mic sucked. It sucks. Mike says, here in Kazakhstan, Castro tried to pass Bill C-63, the Online Harms Act, but it was quashed when he prorogued Parliament yesterday. Had it passed and you were in Canada, you'd be arrested. Scary. Very, very, very scary. That fucker's got to be knocked out. And, people are saying, well, he didn't really resign. It's a trick. It's like, yeah. The fact is this. The guy is political poison. That's a good thing. Canada. It's a good thing for you and for us. The guy's political poison. He cannot get away with what he did before. That right there is a loss unto itself. Regardless of what's coming, I mean, he cannot maintain what he was having before. That power is gone. His wielding power with impunity is gone. Okay. So I think you are a legit Danish descent, unlike Stuttering John, who I think is Hispanic or something, Puerto Rican maybe, because he doesn't look that Danish. Vikings are the living embodiment of John Malin's "Get an Oar." I love that phrase from John, because it's absolutely true. It's like, guys, we're in this together. Support each other, back and forth, share each other's campaigns. If you like them, talk them up. I haven't been able to talk up some of the campaigns because I haven't read them. I could talk up Ethan's, Cyberfrog. I'll be getting Liam's, what do you call it soon? Dino King. I have yet to read fully Shane's Inglorious Rex, but I'm liking it. I'm liking what I'm reading so far. John's Godlike, and I'm really looking forward to Billy Tucci's She, where she travels around time and different characters across history. It looks really, really fun. So yeah, a number of these comics I'm going to check out, and I'd rather have read them and can say something very concrete about them, about the quality. So it's awesome. But yeah, guys, thanks, Beater. Appreciate it. It's been about a half hour. Another short stream. It's funny. I don't know where the hell I've been in terms of Comicsgate. And, well, okay. Someone said something because someone was trying to say, hey, man, who's this newcomer, this new CG guy, Bosch Foster? Who the hell is he? He hasn't been around. Someone caught some screenshots of me and your boy Zach, old 2017 comments of mine to your boy Zach on YouTube at the time. I was watching his stuff. I wasn't involved with it. I wasn't doing my own shows, but I was watching in the background as I was working, and it was something that was really good to hear, because comics were dying, and this guy was trying to bring attention to that and why it's dying. What the hell is going on here? It's a great medium. Why are you destroying it? Diana says, for everyone on the stream tonight, I suggest that you purchase whatever you can before Bosch launches his inaugural crowdfunding. Absolutely. Thank you, Diana. It's exciting. It's exciting, a little, up in the air. I'm like, okay, I hope it's a success. And if it isn't, that's unfortunate. But I hope it's a success to the point where I want to do issue 2 then, Pigman, and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. And then ultimately have the hardcover pigskin leather bound edition. Where that's the ultimate form. It'll 300 pages, hardcover, extras, early images of Pigman that no one has ever seen, with good reason. Some of it is like, oof, yeah. I don't know if Ethan throws the link in. Ethan likes doing the shows alone. I do as well. I don't even know how to have guests on my show. I mean, I'll figure it out at a certain point. But he likes doing it alone, and I like when he's alone because he can handle the entire show by himself. But if he invites people, sure, I'll pop in. It's always a great time. I had a great time on New Year's and the old day as well. It was on the launch of the black and white cover for Right Planet. It's a great book. It's a great comic. I was like, Cyberfrog, what the hell is that? Cyberfrog, what is that? Read it, I get it. There's a great appeal to it. It's something that he clearly loves. And it's such a unique property also. You wouldn't assume that a frog would be like a worthy superhero, but he is. And it's, when it's done with that kind of care, you can't help but love it. It's like, okay, this guy gives a real big damn here. And it's something completely different than I would do. It's like, and clearly I do things completely different than they would do. And that's why Comics Day is so great. You got all these, varied personalities, different kinds of books, styles. It's awesome, but we're all in the same boat together. As John mentions, as Trevor mentions, John, grab an oar. We're all in the same boat. Yes, Stormtrooper Julius Caesar, actual pigskin cover. Yes, absolutely. I know, believe me, expensive, this and that. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. I'll figure out some prices. Maybe it'll be a specialty book, but we shall see. I know that there are leather-bound books. They do sell those. Price-wise, I don't know. Will it consist of only maybe a certain part of the cover? Maybe a fist of Pigman? Just that. We'll see. The mask, just the mask on the front cover. We shall see. But yeah, it'll be fun. And again, it has that orange rust color, tanned, because originally I had unfortunately drawn Pigman pink with the pink mask and gloves. I was like, no, it doesn't work. And then I thought, wait a minute, pigskin boots, gloves, I've seen those. And it has that tan look. And it can match my hair and also Killian's hair. It can match that look and connect them on that level. So yeah, that is the plan. I wonder how long. It has to be a specialty book dealer. Could I get a good deal? I don't know. In advance, if it's enough copies, each book will be cheaper. Each copy will be cheaper the more you order. There be demand, at that point. I have had 2 studios interested in adapting Pigman into movies, so there is interest. They fell through, but it doesn't matter. There was actual interest from studios, which is awesome. And people who I know have done movies. This one guy has done three or 4 movies, and they were all good. So, the guy's got balls. We shall see. But guys, thanks for being here. I do appreciate it, and you have a good night. And again, just think about Charlie Hebdo and what we lost that day. Not just the human beings that day, but another dent against freedom and another lost opportunity to defend it aggressively. Because we didn't do that. We allowed it to happen by not defending when they got firebombed, by not defending the Danish cartoonists, by going after them, by our media going after them, the politicians going after them. Well, you shouldn't be drawing Muhammad. Even Trump pulled that 2015 after I won the Muhammad cartoon contest. He said, what are you doing, Draw Muhammad? Come on. He went on 3 or 4 different channels, radio, TV. Megyn Kelly showed him my cartoon underneath the camera because they could have shown there, and he rolled his eyes at it. So, but, I resented him at that point. I really hated it. I thought it was a hack. And he was a good president. So, it's not good. But Raven Gamer says, what was the Charlie Hebdo massacre? You don't know? It was in France 10 years today. And the Charlie Hebdo, it was a magazine, a newspaper called Charlie Hebdo. They were a satiric newspaper. They go after anyone and everyone that they hate. They went after Islam, and they drew Muhammad. And they had their offices firebombed in 2012. 3 years later, they had a dozen of their employees wiped out, with some guards also. And then they also went across the city. It was a hit. 17 people died total that day on the attack, not just at the offices of Charlie Hebdo, but elsewhere in Delhi, I believe, if I recall correctly, on the street. So yeah, it was an atrocity. And Laura Loomer asked me if we learned anything. No, I don't. I don't think we learned anything. Check it out. Do a little research, and you can read up on it. It's something that, again, it was brewing, the Muhammad cartoon crisis, as they call it, after the Danish Muhammad cartoons in 2005. 10 years later, Muslims did what they did. And unfortunately, Charlie Hebdo stopped drawing Muhammad cartoons. They criticized our Muhammad cartoon event. They were snooty about it. The ones who survived said, "Oh, we don't do it like that. They do that thing. It's different than what we do." It's like, hey, fucker, this is about free speech. It's not about what you presume to be class or not class. It's like that jerk, Nigel Mirage, trashing Tommy Robinson for the single purpose, for the single reason that he sees him, this snooty hack of a sleazy politician, thinks that Tommy is lower than him. That's it. Tommy's a more man than this guy could ever be, ever. And he's paid a price for it. He's in prison, and Nigel Mirage plays ball with this crowd. He plays ball with the quote-unquote elites. They're not elites. That's what they're called, even by idiots on the right. They're elites. They're not elites. They're absolute pieces of shit. They're, Tommy's better than he's morally superior than all those hacks, than all his critics. Whatever problems he may have, you can't put that ahead of the fight that he's having against Islamic Jihad, against the mass rape of British girls and boys. You can't pretend that, oh, well, I don't like some stuff of his, so therefore his fight doesn't mean anything. No, his fight means the world for Britain. Someone asked me also, they said, what do you think, okay, it's like, I guess they were saying, you don't like, Mirage? Well, then who do you like? I said, Tommy Robinson. Oh, come on, you got to be serious. Like, the UK needs a Tommy Robinson in charge. Whether Tommy wants or not, it doesn't matter. But the UK needs someone like that with the balls to flip the country, to make it better, to get rid of the scum of the earth in power. You need that. You need a guy like Trump who doesn't give a shit what people think. Ultimately, even though Trump, his Achilles heel is he likes to be liked, unfortunately. Someone gives him a compliment, gives him a pass in a lot of ways. That's not good. But Tommy Robinson is a great man. He's a hero. And he'll be released, I think, this summer. He has a 9 months sentence. I think he'll be released earlier, hopefully earlier. That's what people are saying. I hope that's the case. He's also been kind enough to share my stuff as well, my Muhammad cartoons, and I drew Muhammad bowing to Tommy in a drawing. I gave him a copy. He's a fighter, and that's what Britain needs. Raul Julia says Nigel seems to have changed his tune a little after he was in that mysterious plane crash. LOL. I don't remember that. Alice says, Bosch, where can we watch your interview with Laura Loomer? I believe on Rumble. I believe Laura, because Laura has been deplatformed everywhere. I think she's now back on X with 1 million followers. Good for her. I think she started with 400,000 when she got back, so she made a big leap. And on Rumble, I believe, because I don't believe YouTube has her there. And I'm assuming she'll put it up on X as well for her wider audience. Check it out. My mic was a little jacked up. Sorry. I have to apologize to her. I feel bad about that. I don't know what the hell happened. And again, do I have to come up here? I guess you guys can hear me better here. Should I come closer to the mic? Is that how it's supposed to go? Or I'm assuming it can pick it up. Maybe I'll take this piece off. You guys can hear me more clearly. If you could tell me, I would appreciate it. I got this thing, I guess, it's supposed to lessen the pops, I guess. The pop depressor, if that's how you would say it. It should be on Rumble, Al. So thanks, Beaner, guys. Thanks for give and take, as always. Check out my store if you want to see the last few books. And again, they're out of print now. Unless things change, I think I'm going to keep them out of print because I used to order, when I ran out, even if I've got one order, I ordered a whole, order a print, and I sat on those. And I don't want to sit on too many books. I really don't. I want to get them moving. But we'll see. Guys, you take care. Be well. Okay. Thanks, Stormtrooper. Appreciate it. Yeah, because it didn't work on Laura. I guess I could have checked the mics prior to that, unfortunately. Anyway, guys, you take care. Be well. Until next time.